Okay, hey, we're now joined with country music star and avid outdoorsman, Rhett Akins. What is going on, brother Rhett? Thanks for coming to the Backwater today,
You're welcome,
brother.
buddy. It's always good to be down south. I grew up in Valdosta, Georgia, just up the road from Lakeland, Florida, a few hours. And I live in Tennessee, which is still the South, but it's not dirty like it is down here. You know, I like it where it's dirty, man, where it's hot and gnats are flying around.
Oh, y'all got some gnats in Georgia now.
Oh yeah, this is my part of the country, so I'm glad to be here. I'm going to sing tonight for the Michael Waddell and the Bone Collector party, and actually I played a show here in Lakeland about 3 months ago, so it's good to be back.
Well, we're glad to have you back, and we thank you for stopping by again today at the Backwater with us. And Rhett, I got to ask you, we listen to your music. You're wonderful. It's just absolutely entertaining, and you're great. You got a great voice, and you got a lot of fans. And hooking up with Michael Waddell, I mean, I know that y'all have got some history together.
Oh, we've had some many adventures together.
Yeah.
We're like brothers, man. We're like long lost brothers. And I met him about 5 years ago in near Columbus, Georgia, where he lives, and I happened to be hunting down there. And he was a fan, I was a fan, and a mutual friend hooked us up together. And ever since then, we've kind of been inseparable. I've done 5, 6, 7 road trip shows with him, and we both grew up playing football, and we both love country music, and we picked guitars, so it was like we were separated at birth.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I saw that you played football right up until you were about 20 years old.
Yeah, I played at Lowndes High School in Valdosta. Valdosta, Georgia is the winningest high school football team ever, actually, in the United States. And I played for Lowndes, and then I went to the University of Georgia. For all you Gator fans down here, and
one at the end of the table down here, our producer.
Yeah, all you Gators. I got my dog hat on right here. And if it was legal, is it? I'd like to.
August 15th, brother. And by the way, we're going to offer y'all a couple tags.
Yeah.
We got some Gator tags, so if y'all want to come down and do a Gator hunt with us.
If you could find me a big Gator and name him Tim Tebow, I would love. Nothing against you, Tim, but go pro, son. Just get the money and get out.
He's fixing to do that.
Well, he should have done it this year because it's going to be bad, I think, when we come to Jacksonville. But I'm a big dog fan, and I grew up, hunting, fishing, playing the guitar, and playing football, and I still do 3 of those things now. Yeah.
Rhett, tell us about how you got started in the outdoors. Was it who do you credit to take you?
My daddy.
Your dad?
Yeah, I grew up on we had a 500-acre farm, and it was kind of like the Waltons. My grandparents lived on it, 7 cousins, 2 brothers. And we had a river that bordered our farm, and I grew up the first. My daddy got me a 410 when I was 10 years old, single shot, 410, and went and dove hunted in the field out there, and I shot my first dove on my very first shot ever, and I missed everyone since then. But I got lucky, and when I hit that first dove, I was just so excited, and then started squirrel hunting and. Yeah. And then, but my passion now is turkey hunting. I never saw a turkey my entire life growing up in Valdosta, and never met people that really turkey hunted. And then I got into turkeys about 5 years ago, and maybe it's because I just didn't grow up, seeing them all the time. I love the turkey hunt now, and I hadn't shot an Osceola yet, so that's another thing I got to come do with you,
brother.
Guys.
We got an open invitation to you, and I'll tell you right now, anytime you want to come down, we'll leave you our information. You just give us a ring.
Okay.
We'll put you on a hunt.
All right.
Okay? Absolutely. I got a good friend of mine that I grew up fishing with. That he does Osceola hunts down
Good,
here.
Man.
He's got a really good operation going.
Yeah, I've shot a bunch of Easterns, and then 2 years ago I went with Rob Keck to Mexico and killed a Goulds. And so that's the only 2 species that I've gotten so far, but I want an Osceola really bad.
Well, they're all long-legged, and they average about 20 to 25 pounds. And if you get a 24-pounder with 3-inch, 3/4 inch to 1 inch spurs, you got yourself a trophy bird.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, my daddy was the reason I got started, and then my granddaddy was a big quail and bird hunter, and he died about 5 years ago, and I was going through his closet at Christmas, and I got 2 of his guns. I got an Ithaca 20 gauge
that's a gun,
and a Remington 1148 that he shot ducks and quail with. And I try not to shoot them too much, but I took them out dove hunting last year and just alternated with them. And I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because they were his guns and you're aiming better for some reason. But man, I was wearing some quail out and dove with those 2.
Now y'all get some good plantations to hunt in Georgia.
Oh yeah, I mean between Thomasville, Tallahassee, in Albany, Georgia. That's the quail hunting capital of the world. I mean, presidents come down, to hunt down there, and Quail Unlimited has a big like celebrity quail hunt they have every year, and I've done that 4 or 5 years and played at the show, and the best plantations in the whole world. Yeah.
Now, you do any fishing at all, Rhett? Or
I do. I don't fish as much. And he's looking at me, Captain Rodney's looking at me like, what?
Look, there's a boy over there naked. Look at him. I don't know who that is.
I grew up. We had a couple of ponds, on our farm, and I grew up just brim fishing. I love to just sit on the dock with a cricket on the line and snatch a brim. To me, that's fun, and I did it all weekend. I went to Hank Williams. Hank Williams Jr. is my hero, and
I see that.
We've become buddies, and he's got a couple of big places, and one's in Troy, Alabama, and one's in Paris, Tennessee, and he's got these Georgia giant brim. They're a hybrid brim, and it's the biggest, most fun, fish that I love doing that. But I have deep sea fish and bass fish and all that kind of stuff. But I don't go near as much as I hunt.
But so your love is definitely hunting.
Yeah.
And you would rank turkey hunting number one over deer hunting?
Well, there's nothing like. I mean, I shot a 165-inch 8-point in Illinois 2 years ago.
Whereabouts in Illinois? I got property over there.
It was Timberland Outfitters at Cass County, Illinois, between Springfield and Pike County, somewhere in that area.
That's actually where my property is. It's right at the border of Calhoun in Pike County. I'm at the northernmost point.
This was Cass County, Schuyler County, I think. And Ben Plattner is the outfitter up there at Timberland Outfitters. And I killed I really didn't know it was that big, and I called Michael and I said, "Hey man, I think I shot a pretty big 8-point." He goes, "About 145, about 150." I was like, "Man, I think he's about 165." He goes, "No," he said, "No." He says, "I hate you, Rhett Akins." He goes, "You pick guitar, you sing. All I ever want to do is kill a monster 8-point, and you do all." He says, "I hate you." I hate you.
He called you redneck?
Yeah. And then I shot that deer. I mean, when you see growing up in South Georgia, you don't even see 165 inch 12 points.
Brother, down here in Florida too, they're just like dogs with horns.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. So
I mean,
there's nothing like that feeling of bow hunting when a big buck walks out. But there's just something about that gobble, man. When you're, that first morning and you hear him hammering, and you're talking to him, and the bird's talking back to you, and you can get up and circle. It's maybe it's just like I said. Maybe it's because I didn't grow up turkey hunting, and it's more new to me. But there's just something about seeing hearing that gobble, and watching them strut. And I've actually, if I could plug something real quick, Michael and I are working on a hunting CD, and I've got this song called "Hung Up." That's about a turkey.
I listened to it last night, brother. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. You
Absolutely
can go to iTunes right now and get Hung Up off of iTunes, and you can go to RhettAkins.com, and I have a MySpace page, and you can check it out. And it's an old turkey hunting song, but it's not like dumb or stupid. It's like a Leonard Skinner. I mean, this thing rocks.
Now we're talking.
It's like a rock song, but it's got turkey lyrics.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, thanks.
It was good. I listened to the whole thing. And now, have you introduced the kids to hunting? I understand you have a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old, correct?
Well, 19 and 15.
19 and 15.
I might have a 13
Sorry,
and 18.
my information is a little outdated.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not claiming them. Yeah. Or don't know about them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The only thing that I don't like about being in Nashville is my kids didn't get to grow up in South Georgia on a farm. My kids are city kids. And they grew up around the mall and skateboard. I mean, I take them hunting and that kind of stuff, but they didn't grow up. That's the only thing I regret about moving and being a singer was that they did not grow up the way I grew up. And my son is so jacked up on fishing right now, deep sea. I'll hook him up with you.
Yeah,
bring him down.
He has spent all his money he's made this summer on fishing, and every dime of it. But
now he works?
Well, he's in Valdosta now for the summer working for my dad and my brother, and I mean they got him
working boy.
He's gonna crop tobacco next week. I called him the other day and I said, "What you doing?" He goes, "Dad, I'm scraping the paint off a fence."
Brother, you know what? They learn from that. Look,
exactly.
You are truly a success, but you are teaching your son how to be a working boy.
Well, my kids are great, and they do great in school, but they just didn't grow up. They just didn't have the rural life that most of us around here grew up in. So it's good for him to go down to Georgia and hang out with real people who work, blue collar people that work 9 to 5 or 10 hours a day, and he is sweating. And he says, "Dad," I said, "So you like it?" He goes, He goes, I really do like it, but I promise you I'm going to study way harder when school starts. Because this heat and scraping this fence is not cutting it. But he said, but he learned to drive a tractor this year, and he's going to be cropping tobacco, and so that's going to be good for him.
Well, you want to come down here, we'll put him with Captain Rodney here on some backwater flats fishing, and we get some great fishing.
Rodney
is a pro, and he's awesome at it. So
yeah, he went fishing in Destin